Before we start learning the song, let's take a quick history lesson about the guitar during this time period. So this is the 17th century, so we're talking about the 1600s. And at this time, there are only 5 strings or 5 courses of strings. And let me explain what a course is. A course is like a 12-string guitar. You have 2 strings that are tuned exactly the same next to each other, so that when you go to hold down one, you actually get 2 strings. So think of it like a mandolin or like a lute or a 12-string guitar, where you have 2 strings really close to each other, and those are called courses. And so the guitar at this time only had 5 courses, and it was more similar to a lute than it was to our modern guitar. The way they would tune these courses depends on where you were in Europe. One of the most common tunings was your first 2 strings or your first course. They were tuned alike. The second course was tuned alike, and that was tuned alike. And it was tuned the same as the guitar is now, with the E, B, and G. When you got to the 4th courses, though, what you would do is instead of having this D, it went back up an octave. So you actually had 2 Ds, and then you had 2 As that were equivalent to the 3rd string's 2nd fret. It didn't go that low. And that tuning was in Spain. There was another tuning you ran across in France, where your first course, you had 2 E's, your second course, 2 B's, your third course, 2 G's. When you got to the 4th course, they went for octaves. So one of the course was a low D, the other was a high D. And then when you went to the 5th course, you just had 2 higher A's that were the equivalent of your 3rd string's 2nd fret. Another tuning that was used in Italy at this time by Montesardo and Sanseverino, and in Spain by a guy called Francisco Guerra, had the 4th and 5th courses both be in octaves. So your first course was 2 E's, your second course was 2 B's, third course was 2 G's. When you got to the 4th course, you had a high D and a low D. And when you got to the 5th course, you had an A that was the equivalent of our 3rd string, 2nd fret, and the 5th string open. So very much like a 12-string guitar when you got to that 4th and 5th course on the guitar. It wasn't until 1750 that we saw a 6th course show up on the guitar. Okay, that'll be our